You were led. You were led to a. Well, you're led to the building over here, and again down a fairly nice hallway. And there's a knock on the door. Lady Gao, your guests have arrived. Or the rest of the guests have arrived. And Saint, you hear whispered from the other side of the door, you will be silent no matter what.
As we're walking, can Road kind of like try to whisper to Silk, can you put your friend up? I think Red might freak some of them out.
Oh, right. Red, hide.
I presume Red does so?
Yep.
The door opens and a very well-dressed Longma answers the door and offers a respectful bow. Yes, I believe you're friends of... Saint, I believe is the name, yes?
Road is going to look to the party and then
Silk
look back
nods.
and nod.
Hmm.
That would be us. That would be us. I don't know. I'm not doing a voice.
By marvelous circumstance, I happen to have a guest chamber. One that will allow you to be in comfort. Your friend is out running some errands at the moment. She'll be back soon enough. But for now, please, come, make yourselves comfortable. Would you like something to eat? Perhaps I could get some servants to bring you some food.
Errands?
Have we had anything did we eat anything on the boat coming here?
I mean, we would have eaten something. It was a...
Yeah. I'm just going to assume Road is good hungry-wise, even if I'm not IRL.
Yeah, the hunger strikes. Please, follow me. She takes you across a rather luxurious living space. This appears to be something akin to a common room, one place where one would entertain guests or visitors, whatever have you. Off in the air, you see a small spot with some books and a table, and whatever Unglutes would use for chairs.
Road beanbags, and Road eyes the books a little bit.
And you also notice that there are several perches up along the ceiling there. You know, places where one who could fly could comfortably sit.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that as we walk, Road kind of turns to the, guide. I guess guide is the best word, and is going to ask. Yes.
Lady. All right.
I'm going to ask. So, what exactly do you, Saints, and everyone all do here? I hadn't heard much about whoever this father is before we went on our expedition.
He looks at you strangely. She sort of shakes her head. Well, the only father I know of is my own.
Road raises an eyebrow.
He's currently glances over towards the volcano. He's currently fighting for the Empress.
Oh.
Silk's gonna nudge Road and kind of shake her head.
Then Road will bring up that topic. Oh, fighting for the Empress? We also were a little in the dark about that all ordeal, though I've picked up a few things.
Oh. And
Oh, sorry.
Well, she opens the door into a nice living quarter. I apologize, I do not have more than one room to offer, but I think you should find sufficient space here for all of you. She comes and takes a seat. But I suppose you're very confused about what's going on.
Yes.
First, she looks over at Apolia and looks down at her sister. There's a private bed. Actually, would you like her to be in my chambers while we discuss things? Or perhaps would you like to wait with her?
I will wait with her.
Then my chambers, if you wish, are simply the door adjacent to this. Or you may stay here.
Polya asks her sister what she wants to do.
You would like a little bit of time alone, just to sort of think about things for a moment.
Okay.
The Lady Gal sits, offers the others to sit. Polly, do you put your sister in the other room?
Yep.
Come back to join the party?
Yep.
Alright.
Road shall sit.
I presume you are new, yes? That is, you are new to the lower city of Hoshan.
In a sense.
I'm not.
You've been here frequently.
My family, or have some family who lives here.
Might I be so bold to guess that was your family with you a moment ago?
Indeed. But
Your apologies. It appears that she was under some terrible distress, and I'm sorry to see that.
nobody has seen her husband since Rain was.
Since what? She looks at you confused.
Rain was destroyed.
Well, it's not technically destroyed.
It's not destroyed. It's just
overrun by the Walking Dead.
It's just not here.
Walking Dead?
Silk nods.
Looks rather confused and looks betrayed. You.
Long story short, there was the voice from the sky, couple pillars of darkness, and then I guess ungulates wouldn't have the words for zombies.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah, and then a bunch of shambling corpses attacked everyone.
When did this happen?
About a month ago now.
How long were we on the boat?
We were on the boat for a couple weeks, but then it took a couple weeks to walk through the tundra, so it's been about a month.
You were a human. She put her hands into each other and leaned her chin on them and thought. This is an ungulate. I guess she's bending her hooves and doing the same thing.
We were actually sort of here to try and get help.
So Rain City still lives, but I'm guessing nobody's in the city anymore?
Nobody alive.
They're creatures.
If you could call them that.
I see. In its time of need, Rain has reached out to seek for allies.
Yep.
Well, I suppose if we weren't in the middle of a civil war, you would have chosen the perfect place.
So I've noticed.
Things have apparently gotten very complicated.
Well, interesting enough, about a month ago, well, I think it's been brewing for a while since before then, a traitor decided to try and dispose our empress. Calls himself the king of Hoshan. Disgusting. He's no worthy sovereign. sorry, I should probably stick to the facts. His ranks came mostly from the city. A few defected from the imperial capital. He showed up suddenly, announcing his displeasure with the Empress. And apparently there was some discontent. Quite a bit of it, surprisingly. And, well, quite a few have decided to betray the Empress. And so they battle for dominance now over the imperial capital. I, for one, would love to see this king hang, but... well, I wouldn't actually want to see him hang. I would just like to see him come to his senses. Last thing we need are our kin killing each other. I guess that's the one good thing about this civil war, is the fact that neither the Empress nor the king are having the soldiers kill each other.
That's surprisingly good. Better than the people I served under.
Well, you have to understand.
Red glances to Apollia.
Us, we Longma are aware that we are the longest lived creatures in Foenum. Many of us have thousands, hundreds, if not thousands of years of history of being alive, with the Empress being the oldest of us all. So the death of a single Longma is a tragedy. Hundreds, thousands of years snuffed out in a moment, forgotten. Why would we kill each other over something like this? We view ourselves as the protectors of Foenum. We fight to try and keep her safe from those shadows that would strike at us and tear us apart. That's why they aren't killing each other. We Longma revere our lives towards each other. I suppose the best word would be sacredly. Or how could you live with yourself if you knew you brought the end to 1,000 years of history, if not 2 or 3? You yourself have to live for yet another century or so. Another millennia or so. There's only injuries. Essentially, they fight to incapacitation, and then they try and gain ground. Perhaps that's why this war hasn't gone anywhere, but frankly, I'm glad. It would break my heart to know that they were out there killing each other for such foolish causes.
Out of character stares at what was the house again?
Oh boy.
Is that the one you were thinking about?
Which
I think you can go ahead and I think it's a good time for you to go ahead and bugger off Typhoon.
Yeah.
I will say though, you are able to overhear this. You are able to overhear the entirety of this conversation. She left the door open, not to the closet, but to the room they're in.
So you'll just have to fill me in the text chat. If anything major happens, at least.
Well, from here, once we're done with this scene, it's probably going to be a lot of working with the individual players. Like again, we have
running around
we have a scene with Fawn, a scene with Apollia, a scene with Silk, and a scene with Road. All before we're done with the session.
Right, yeah.
So there shouldn't be anything super major that happens.
Nothing super major, but I'd like to hear about it at least.
Oh, naturally. We'll fill you in. So, toodle, have fun, whatever you're doing.
Farewell, yes.
See it.
That said, the king has seized control of the lower city and he wants to shut the Golden Flower down. Apparently, because we refused to swear allegiance to him and allow him to garrison his troops here, he wants nothing to do with us. Oh, and by the way, apparently they are Burn down the old barracks. It's nothing but a husk.
Hmm.
Now they've taken up residence in the city hall. I've heard rumors that they've imprisoned the governor, but shrugs. I don't know if those are true or not.
Well, there goes my plan to get record.
I fear that now is perhaps not the best time to seek for civil information.
Not quite, no.
Perhaps once this settles down and the king is properly dealt with, you'll be allowed to see the records again. But I've been doing quite a bit of talking. Might I inquire as to you and what brings all of you here? You said you come here to seek help from Rain, or sorry, yes, help for Rain.
Yes,
Yes.
rendered uninhabitable. We're hoping to fix that eventually.
Yeah.
I don't know how easy it would be, but it might be possible to gain an audience with the Empress, although she'd be under heavy guard at the moment.
I don't know if we could recruit any help in the middle of a civil war anyways, though.
Well, the Civil War would have to be resolved one way or the other. And it's probably safe to say whomever kind of looks slightly disgusted. Well, I suppose the best way to secure help is to pick a side and help them win.
That would be simplest.
Yeah, I suppose it would.
I would like to point out I am partial with this choice here.
Well, I'm certainly partial myself. I want to see that horrible king.
But you said this happened about a month ago.
Yes. You said whatever happened to Rain City happened about a month ago, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
How much
You
do you
know what
believe in
might have-
coincidences?
Yeah. Do you know what might have caused this sudden inspiration? Or anything like that?
That seems strange, doesn't it? Two
Very.
such cataclysmic events would occur, and that the one nation that could help is embroiled in a civil war. Well, let's face it, none of the other nations could possibly offer any useful help.
Well,
Cocky, Harvey. I'm not saying that in character.
No offense.
Road
It's
is
just
going to give a bit of a grin and say, well, those sheepdogs could surprise.
well, yes, but are they an organized army with hundreds of thousands of years of experience in the combat on the field of battle?
Oh no, I wasn't saying that, but in a way,
And-
doesn't 100,000 years land against you? Losing one soldier means, like you said, losing history.
Well, to die on the battlefield as a soldier is a high honor. Means that you have sacrificed all of that so that those around you may continue on, and your great legacy is remembered amongst our ancestors. So to die on the field of battle, fighting for Hoshan, fighting for the defense of Foenum, is a wonderful honor that many aspire to. I am not a warrior, but many are. So to die on the battlefield is not as much of concern. Killing one another over a civil dispute, that is simply incomprehensible. But I can't think of any longmen that I know of who would willingly kill one another.
I suppose that's fair.
So was distraction the goal, or is the plan not working as intended?
Perhaps a bit of both has happened.
Too many unanswered questions right now.
Either way, I would love to believe that this king was meant to be nothing more than a distraction. That would mean he'd be easy to be aware of. But unfortunately, it appears there was much more discontent than I would have expected. Apparently not everyone is happy about our Empress, for what.
Yes, apparently there was enough unrest to get some public support for it.
I can't possibly understand why.
Silk just gives her a look.
I heard that the Empress was. I overheard that the Empress apparently was more detached lately.
Her look sours a little bit. Vicious lies and rumors, nothing more. There are some who think that for some reason or another, the Empress should know everything that goes on and should be personally involved in everything that unfolds. And contrary to belief, the Empress isn't some goddess.
Oh, then what is she?
Like, you know, any other sovereign. She's just the only Empress we've ever had.
Do you know what it would take to talk to the king? Self-proclaimed or no?
Well, you could try and head to their, she sighed, barracks. Perhaps someone there can guide you there. I've also heard tell that the king has an unhealthy, I've heard that the Yangtze Corporation has, we've chosen our side of the Empress. Rumor has it that they've chosen their side with the king. That said, you will excuse me. I some things to attend to. If you have further questions, feel free to ask. I just take care of. That's all.
I'm sure you're busy.
Gets up and leaves into the other room, and a nice chair that's in front of a nice tapestry on the walls, and proceeds to start performing some paper. She then starts doing some paperwork. Rhoda, I believe you said there were some things you wanted to say to the group.
Sort of, but first off, she leaves. You said she left the room, yes? I need to be completely sure I'm not being dumb.
The room is left. You can shut the door if you want or not.
Okay.
The door is open at the moment, but
Okay.
Silk is going to go shut the door and then go, okay, Red, you can come out again now.
So, question that's probably not important. Is there a lock on the door?
yes, actually.
Is there just on the inside? I know that's a weird question, but Rod's not Batman, but he's kind of contingency plan.
Ed?
Sorry, what are you saying?
Well, my question is Road saying anything to the party? Remember, you said you made a point earlier that you wanted to talk to the
No.
party a little bit.
Yes, and I was just asking if there's like, if you said there was a lock on the door, if that's on the outside of the door is what I was sort of wondering. But then you,
The lock is on the inside of the door.
okay, I figured. I'm sorry for making such a fuss about this. Anyway, so Road then is, I suppose, going to, yeah, turn to the party and say, so, what do you all have in mind now? Sounds like we should probably contact one of these leaders somehow. Oh,
We don't
by
know
the way,
enough yet.
Polia, is your sister okay?
She'll
Yeah.
be alright eventually.
Is Soak saying something? Sorry.
I mean, I said something and I stopped, but I just said we need more information.
Road would agree there.
So that's the extent of my plans.
Yeah.
I don't know if picking a side in this conflict will help anything, honestly.
Yeah.
Because we can't assume it's coincidence, and if it's not coincidence, we won't be able to simply go with one and make it work. If the Empress wins, whoever's behind the distraction can just send another one up. If the King wins, then, well, I don't know if we want to find out what happens then.
So what you're saying is we kill them both.
Well, that is a plan, yes.
Polia, no.
If we kill them both, neither side can win.
Yes, they can. People behind everything probably win then.
Well, from what I overheard, all the dragon horses that are the king's men don't seem that bad. They might just be able to walk up to the city hall and say hi.
It's worth trying at least. The kind of response we get will probably give us some kind of hint. I expect we'll need to talk to the king at some point either way, but I'm not sure it'll be as simple as simply finding him.
Let's quick
Kinda
aside.
taps his hoof on, I guess. Oh, see?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying that he's thinking. If you're going to say something that's more important.
As an aside, Fawn.
Yes?
Refresh my memory. Was there anything in particular you were aiming to accomplish with this performance you wanted to do in the evening?
No, she was just trying to get an idea of what the town looks like.
Gotcha, okay. And then using that performance as a means of discovering that information.
I think if we're going to have a big confrontation with the king, we probably should get the rest of our little crew for that.
I don't think we're ready to confront the king yet.
Kill that king.
Road gives the king. Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, more of just talking. Well, maybe. Road is going to. Oh, I could do that, couldn't I? Hold on, I might do it.
Middle of a snowstorm.
Yes.
Okay then.
Hang on, let me see if I can get a picture.
That's I mean, then again, you are much farther north than I am, so I suppose I shouldn't be overly surprised.
This is still strange weather though. Hang on a sec. I'm grabbing my phone.
Road is going to do something simple, but he's going to pull out his book, and let me see if I can do this. Road's going to pull out his book and copy the link and share it in Foenum. And there's not much written there, but he's going to sort of open it up and lay it out in front of everyone just so they can see his little poor notes. This is sort of what I picked up after listening a little bit in that tavern.
So, finding a peaceful resolution is probably the way to go.
Hopefully. I mean, I don't think, well, maybe other than one of us, I think we all seem to be at least decently okay at negotiating. If we weren't, what else would we be here for?
When you say all but one of us,
Road turns to sort of, smiles lightly and raises an eyebrow.
You cut out there. Could you say it again?
Oh, sorry. Road turns to Apolia and just smiles slightly and raises an eyebrow.
This is a what?
An eyebrow. Sorry.
I'm not saying it's a certain somebody, but
hi. No.
I mean, just saying. Saint was able to negotiate us a room. Fudd was able to negotiate a performance. And Dilnaz helped get in the city.
I still have questions about what Saint did.
Oh, Road didn't say any of that out loud.
Okay.
Sir, are you implying?
Apolia, you're bad. No.
Oh, ouch.
Oh, no. How dare.
I'm kidding.
it's not his fault the DM screwed him over.
Oh.
Oh.
It's not. Anyway, so Road picks himself up and, I guess if everyone's done looking at it, picks the book up too, and just sort of closes it and gives it a lock. I think I'm gonna go head out and at least scout a little bit of maybe the town hall or some of these other places. Anyone want to come with me?
I also have some things I'd like to ask around, although I don't know if town hall is the right place.
I will tend to my sister.
That's probably a good idea.
Hit them. So
I
let's
hope
go ahead
she's
and
okay. I'll be back here in a couple hours. Take
Alright,
care of you
so let's
two.
So it's gonna wave.
So you head out, Road?
Road's gonna do the head out. Also, I'm not sure if there's a way to unshare something.
I'm gonna hide Red and follow him out.
Ollie, I assume you head over to the other room to tend to your sister?
Yep.
Alright then. Who wants to go first?
I don't have any. I have no opinion one way or the other.
Excellent. We shall do Fawn first then,
Perfect.
because Star hasn't had a chance to do say
we
much or do much for a long time. So we will actually do. We don't actually have to do any fast forwarding to the performance itself. So Fawn, you with us, yes?
Yep.
Marvelous. Alright, during your preparations for the performance, the adoring fan from before approaches clearly wanting to talk to you, but doesn't know what to say.
I get that a lot.
After several moments, Miss Crystalhoof?
Yes.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I just wanted to say thank you for earlier. That was a lovely little performance. Sorry that the innkeeper was kind of rude to you. He's to be frank, he's kind of not a nice guy.
What gave it away?
I'm afraid I saw that.
But not everyone in this city is mean as him. There's actually a lot of really nice people here. I just don't want you to get the wrong impression. The lower city is a really nice place, normally. So don't be too hard on it. I'll
Would you
admit
like
I'm.
some?
What'd you say?
Would you like something? I do need to. I do wish to thank you for for supporting me.
Oh, certainly. It was my pleasure. I remember. It's been a few years, but I remember before I moved here, attending a few of your concerts, and I've actually been keeping in contact with some of my family back there. A little embarrassing to admit, but I've kind of been asking how you've been doing and kind of following your career a little bit. And congratulations.
How recently have you contacted them?
We normally get a letter from each other once every few months. Why?
That's kind of why I'm here.
Curiously.
I don't know what happened, but Rain is no more.
Wait, what? What do you mean no more?
Fawn puts a hoof to her head. The ungulates, they came from the ground. There was a mass migration from the city.
Like, ungulates dug up from the ground and left?
No.
Damn, Miss Crystal, I'm sorry.
Rain, no. Rain is not safe. The migration was led by Vixen.
Wait. They fled the city?
Yes.
Is everyone okay?
Everyone that could get out.
Was the city attacked? Was it under siege?
I don't know. It just came all of a sudden. I was singing when it happened. A massive panic outbreak of these monsters. It all came without warning.
Their eyes get kind of big as they kind of take a step back. From the ground. Fires erupted from the ground, and people fled the city.
I
It's
know this is insane coming from anyone else. But Rain, I am going to restore Rain to what it was.
the reindeer nods. Up, they appear to be fighting tears. Tries to say something but can't quite get the words out and just nods silently.
I have Niche conjure up a few handkerchiefs for him.
Yes. This when it comes time for the performance tonight. I'll, Miss Crystal, I am.
Thank you.
If you need anything, I'll be happy to help. Perhaps I could direct you. There are more places to stay than this place. I think I know a place that's worthy of someone of your stature.
Cass?
Perhaps after the performance tonight, I could show you where it is.
Like that. Stay strong, okay? I know it's rough. Believe me, I had trouble believing it myself. Much less the claims of what happened and who was behind it.
So did you flee the city? Are you living here now?
No, this is temporary. I actually came here on a mission, but were unaware of we being were unaware of the goings on in Horshan.
Mission? What mission did you come here for?
There is an army. Means to fight. We don't have the means to fight it off.
You're seeking help from Hoshan. Reindeer lets out a few swears in Galassi. In the middle of a civil war.
No idea.
Well, I can tell you a little bit about it.
Oh?
Perhaps after the performance.
Very well.
Need to get ready. I Go
I
ahead.
actually do have a song to link you, OC.
I shall get to it in a little bit.
Okay.
And for the sake of time, actually, the actual what the reindeer will tell you, Fawn, will be just a reiteration of what's been said before. So I won't actually say it in a sense to avoid being too repetitive about it.
Okay.
If you as a player wish to actually react to it, in which case we'll address that. At the reindeer nods. Excuse me, Miss Crystal Hoof. Thank you for telling me. I'm going to go and tell my friends the news.
Your friends?
Well, I've been living here for a few years. I've made some friends.
I see.
Sure, we'll all come to your performance.
Thank you.
That the reindeer buggers off. Is there anything else you wanted to... I know I kind of sprung that on you, Star, but is there anything you wanted to do...
A majority of her time is going to be spent rehearsing with Nave. Because because the ice sprites are very much a part of her performance. Aside from that, she's mostly after speaking with the reindeer, she's mostly considering her options. She's kind of wondering where the rest of her party is. And
Rodwood's gonna make his way around there eventually.
yeah, I'm sure she'll gather a crowd. For better or for worse, I cannot say.
Right. So
Actually,
with that,
we know she's there. We could swing by there after going to
Yep, that was Rod's plan.
connect that way.
all right. Well, if that's the case, let's go ahead and transition to somebody else, shall we?
Okay.
So, what you three would like to do next?
I am fine with going, but also fine with waiting if someone wants to go more.
Well, I think Road and Silk are going to be kind of one.
Yeah, I think
Unit
we're
for
gonna
this.
be a little.
Oh, so you guys actually traveling in tandem with each other then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then I thought maybe you're all right. Cool.
And then the plan is just to try and go to 2 different locations. In my case, at least, assuming we'll only briefly be stopping at one.
If I understand correctly, you guys want to head to the cesspit.
City Hall and then the cesspit.
We want to make a little pit stop at City Hall to see what's going on, and then make our way to the cesspit through Fawn's area.
Okay, so you want to head to City Hall. Let me move the camera around. You want to head to City Hall. Then from City Hall, you want to head down, swing by the Mosquito Inn, and from the Mosquito head to the cesspit.
That is correct.
In that case, keep snapping the camera for the camera sake. All right. Then let's go ahead and with Apolia.
Mm-hmm.
Apolia.
Yes.
A bit after your compatriots have left and you walk in, your sister embraces you again and informs you that she regrets her decision to be alone.
It's okay.
After a moment, she catches her breath. I just thought maybe if I had a moment to clear my head, but all of a sudden I just... Sorry, Apolia. I just miss him so much.
So do I. Last I saw him, he was in the harbor. Or he was in his ship, which was in the harbor. Goodness.
Closes her eyes and starts taking a couple of very hard breaths. What happened?
Rain was attacked by something. It was as if all the dead in the ground just woke up and attacked everybody.
She opens her eyes. The dead attacked people?
Mm-hmm.
You said they came out of the ground?
Yep.
You said Belhai was on a ship?
He was on the ship in the harbor. He was last I saw. Was he carrying people out on a ship or no?
Yeah, he was helping with evacuations.
Last I saw, he was helping people evacuate.
He might be alive then.
Mm-hmm. He might just be sailing a fair bit to drop people off at their homes. Find a new home for them.
She lets out a heavy sigh. I'd be okay.
Can I roll a d20 for Mystic Shenanigans to sense if he's alive?
Sure, why not? Let's see if you crit your. Let's see if you crit your mystic shenanigans.
Do I get any modifiers?
No, just roll a flat d20.
Ah.
Oh,
How many chances do I get?
someone give him a luck point. Do I have inspiration?
I would like to
Or-
roll Apollia's d20.
Are
I would like to roll a Follia's d20 as well.
Oh, look at that.
Oh wow, dang.
I fancy that.
What do you know? What runs in the family?
It appears he was the BBEG all along. Who knew?
Oh.
Oh, he comes. He is secretly the king. Just somehow don't.
Pretty
don't
sure
worry
time.
about it.
Pretty sure time travel would have to be involved, and I'm not letting that happen.
It's just like a lot of teleporting.
She looks up at Apollia. Are you okay?
I've been worse.
And you saw that happen, right?
I did.
You're okay?
Hmm?
You're okay?
I've been through worse. You don't understand, kid. I've been in war.
Get off my lawn.
Just, I guess you have, haven't you? Do a lot. No, I'm almost kind of jealous. I've had to be really honest about it.
Jealous of?
Well, your ability to stay cool under these sort of things, you know? Ohai is gone for a couple of days, and I just hardly keep control of myself. He's kind of the same way, but
Oh, he's the same way. He was the same way the whole trip.
that's quite a bit. Then why? I still don't understand why he's a sailor then. I mean, I wouldn't mind if he was something else, but
I mean, have you seen your boss? Pretty sure
Oh.
he's...
I almost have enough, by the way.
To buy it?
Odds.
Odds are you might not be working there.
Well, I've been putting a lot of down payments on it, so he doesn't really have a choice.
No, like, as in, he probably fired you.
Shakes her head. No, he can't. I'm actually buying the place from him. I'm just short. If he were to fire me now, then he'd have to give me all that money back.
Fair enough.
Ever tell you how much it was? Ever tell you how much I'd have to save?
No, you did not. How much did you have to save?
She lets out a bit of a breath, like, whew. Only a small sum of 10,000 gold pieces.
It took how much again?
10,000 gold pieces.
Ah. Okay.
Well, see, the thing is the inn is, well, it makes a lot of money every year, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, a lot of it's spent on repairs because fights break out all the time, but it's a really profitable business, and he might not be happy with life, but, you know, he wouldn't mind not being in charge of it.
I suppose this is fair.
I'm only about 2,000 short. You know, probably mine the next few, just in a few years.
What if we were to get or help you with that.
No, I'm sure you need your money for something else. I mean, you're constantly traveling on the road, and that's got to be expensive.
Wouldn't be the first time I slept on the floor.
I mean, you could always, move in with Bohai and I. Just, saying.
I suppose, but I had a place.
Did you know about your sanctuary?
No.
Really, you did?
It's gone mostly. But I'm sure it can be built again.
You'd be having bad luck with homes lately.
It must run in the family, honestly.
Kind of looks at you like a slightly wounded look. She's like, how? It's a jokingly wounded look, mind you, but it's not that bad of a place. I mean, yeah, it's the woodwork could be fixed, and the floor is forever stained with spit, but
I kid mostly.
I'm scared and lonely these past few weeks.
Yes. We're probably going to be in the area for a few more days at minimum. So, I think it's okay if you stay with us for now.
If you're gonna be staying here, I'll probably come by and visit. It gets really lonely at night, so if it's alright, maybe I'll just spend the night here for a little while. That's okay with you.
That is perfectly fine with me.
Smiles and gives Polly a hug and whispers into your ear, "Thank you." We're going to go ahead and transition over to Road and Silk.
Yay.
Yay, Silk Road.
Oh no.
Alright, so snapping over to City Hall.
Okay. I mean, Apolia sort of pointed to all these areas before, and presumably there are, like, signs and things, right?
I mean, it's relatively easy to find the various places you need to. Again, the roads are the streets are relatively empty, but it doesn't bar it from having the occasional individual, wandering around.
So I guess Road is just gonna kind of wander that way with Silk. And it hasn't been an hour now.
Oh yes.
Okay. I should remove that icon then.
Icon that's like concealing your almost entire.
Yeah, that one.
Consume.
Actually, while we walk, Road is going to as a bonus. Well, no, wait, it doesn't matter anyway. I am silly. I completely forgot that his thing is an old. Yeah, I guess Road doesn't change his appearance at all. But
He is a pretty snappy dresser.
yes. Did we see anything interesting on our way there?
It depends what you consider interesting. So when you pass by the upper docks, it's pretty largely empty. The way to get to City Hall, you can't get to it through this thing.
Oh, okay. That was my assumption.
So we have to circle around anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, circle around anyways. And so as you pass through the upper docks, you see that everything here is very posh, very carefully built, very carefully constructed. There's essentially unnecessary measures being taken to make sure that, like the Bend isn't bad. The Bend is a very straightforward. It has a lot of business. It's like if you go to a busy port or you go to like a subway station or something like that, it's very utilitarian. It gets the job done. Good and fine. The upper docks is fancy, and as you pass by, those who belong there sort of look at you curiously, kind of like, "What are you guys doing here? This is kind of above you." But nobody really accosts you or says anything to you.
So, they they think about the bull in fancy suit.
As you pass by the fountain, well, it's a pretty straightforward fountain. It's shooting forth water, and it's appears to be running.
Not walking.
There's a secret here. I know it.
No, it's running, not walking, because it's in a hurry.
No, here's the thing. You walk around it, let's see.
It should pull at its base. As you pass by the market, you see that it's basically shut down.
Oh.
Most of the booths are shut up tight. You do see a few booths.
That makes sense though if no one's walking the streets.
Yeah.
Like who are they sell to?
Any of the booths selling anything interesting? And importantly, do any of them look like they're related to gemstones?
You see there are 4 of them open. One appears to be selling various kinds of fruit. Another one appears to be a smithy of some kind. Another one appears to be a tailor shop, like sewing, like good jazz. The last one seems to be selling a series of different grains, like, wheat and whatever else have you.
Do you guys have golden oats by chance?
You actually approach the grain stand and say this?
Road does not, but that is all interesting and what we, I guess, kept in mind. Mostly the tailor.
And for fun, the fruit stand apparently has a deer behind it, not a reindeer, just a regular run-of-the-mill deer. The smithy apparently is an okapi. The tailor shop apparently has 2 Clydesdales running around inside of it, and the grain stand is run by a cow.
Actually, Road might stop somewhere and buy a sandwich, but that's for later. Road will continue walking past the market.
Not what we're working about right now.
Alright.
I gotta say,
Road,
it's
we're on a
really
mission
hard
here.
to
What are you doing?
investigate a civil war on an empty 2 stomachs,
The real question isn't are there cabbages, it's are there gourds.
Yes.
And, well, there's a fruit stand, so yes.
Alright,
Actually,
I'm walking away from the market now.
wait, so there is a fruit stand? I will actually buy an apple or something like that, really small if I can.
As you approach, the deer looks up at you and kind of lets out a bit of a sigh of relief. Oh, good. I thought you were one of those I thought you were one of the guards.
Nope. I would just like to buy an apple or something small really quickly.
Yeah, I got some local fruit here. You gotta peel the skin off. You can't eat the skin on this thing, but it's pretty tasty. It hands you a particularly colorful and spiky looking orb.
How much will that be?
Looks around. The actual price is about a silver piece. For you, I'm gonna charge 5 copper.
Well, I think Road will hand in 5 copper. And I realize now I don't actually have copper, so Road pulls out a gold piece and splits it in half, and then splits it in half again.
He has change.
I don't think that's how money works.
Your transaction is completed in relatively short order.
Okay. Road slips the fruit to Citrus.
Then bids you farewell. All right, and you arrive at City Hall. This here is the front entrance, and as you arrive, you see there are several guards standing up front, well, looking like they're on guard duty. As opposed to some of the other guards you'd seen before, which all of them seem pretty lackadaisical, you even saw a few of them walking the streets. These ones appear to be very much at attention and paying very much attention. They just sort of watch you with eye. They sort of watch you in your every movement as you.
They watch us watching them.
So, this is okay. 2 questions, and then Rhoda's gonna say something to Saint, and not Saint Silk. I'm sorry.
Yell very loud.
Do they have like a specific color scheme to their armor and patterns and things?
Yes, it is the same. It is the same garish color scheme of the flag.
Gross. Okay, what was that in? Oh.
In fact, I will repost the flag so everybody can see it.
Okay. Yay.
Oh no.
What an ugly flag. But, so their armor, are they wearing helmets, or is it just like the sort of standard thing that, Tian was wearing in that one picture?
Well, Tian would have been wearing very much ceremonial armor. They're wearing much more normal guard armor. Like in this case, they're wearing like probably less ornate metal, maybe some stone, because wearing the ostrich or basically plant leather wouldn't really be practical.
Yeah.
They're wearing the armor they're wearing is very functional and relatively easy to produce.
I see. So, for one, do they have helmets? And for two, do they have, how heavy does it look?
Yes, they have helmets, and they would be probably medium armor.
Okay. All fair. I don't ask for any particular reason.
Not at all.
Just
I don't know if
contingencies as Road do. So,
So-
Road... Oh, sorry.
Silk was gonna go up and ask, is this open to civilians?
the guard look at Silk curiously. Depends. Do you have business? Hold on. Okay. Depends. Do you have business with Commander On?
Uh-oh.
So Silk is thinking. She looks to Road and kind of mouths, "Help me."
Road will kind of walk forward and, well, I guess just shrug with Silk. I mean, if we're civilians, I don't think so.
Would you like to make an appointment?
Oh, we can do that?
You can do that?
They look at each other. Well, yeah. I mean, the city's under martial law, but citizens are still allowed to discuss things with the commander.
Well,
Oh, there we go.
that'd be nice, I guess. We have a bit of news from Rain and a couple other things.
All right. One moment, please. Ellen regards the other two of you sort of awkwardly.
Oh,
Tomorrow morning.
okay.
What are your names?
I'm Road Providence.
Silk.
They both sort of stare at Red for several moments. That's not going to be a problem, is it?
No, he's hidden.
Oh, is he? Okay, very good then.
Yeah, when we left the last time.
All right, Road Providence and Silk. All right, we'll leave a note with the morning guard. We'll leave a note with the morning shift.
Thank
It's
you.
a date. Thank you.
Um,
And then I guess we kind of awkwardly walk away.
Seems appropriate. Let's see. You guys want to swing by and talk to Fawn, right?
Yes.
All right, so we'll go ahead, have a small chit chat with Fawn, and then we're gonna call a session there and pick up next week.
Okay.
And
Okay.
We'll go
Alright,
to
say as we
but-
walk away,
but-
that was easy.
what?
There's
What's up, Quinn?
something going on next week, and I won't be here. Nor will Star.
2 weeks. I forgot convention. Yes. Next session. Because I was like, oh, we're on a weekly schedule.
I'm wondering then if we could just resolve some of the stuff in the test bit next week, maybe.
Might as
Oh,
well
true.
because
Because we can just do that more in depth now and have like more random conversation with NPCs.
I mean it'd be a pretty short session, but you know.
Yeah, but it would be like, so right now it's kind of, we're having to balance like everyone doing different things, and if we do that, we can just like focus on that and get it done, and then next time not have to spend so much on it.
Oh
And,
yeah.
we can dig in a little more to it if we find some threads to pull.
All right, so let's go ahead. Like I said, let's go ahead this chat with Fawn, and then next week, Road and Silk will pick up with you guys.
Excellent.
Probably Typhel, since I think he'll be around.
Safe in the closet though.
Oh.
I don't know what we're gonna do about that.
Yeah, next week I might not be here or anything like that, or might be. I don't know. Again,
Alright.
birthday.
Well, if the two of you are here, we'll go ahead and we'll do a session, probably a shorter session, maybe like an hour or two.
Yeah.
You know, to go ahead and resolve all that stuff and dig into things a bit. We'll look at it like an almost solo session.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh, what session?
An
It's
almost solo session.
almost solo session. Oh, that reminds me. Regarding solo session. Well, let's go ahead and have this chat with Fawn, and then
Properly finish the session we're in the middle
yes.
of.
Let's finish the session out, and then we can get to all the other stuff. All right. So you guys head over to the Mosquito Inn. Yes.
Mhm.
Well, it's getting on in the day. It's still probably, I would say a couple of hours, an hour and a half, maybe till sundown. And it is no less hot and humid than it was when you first got here. If anything, it feels even more suffocating.
By the wings.
Oh yeah. Also, RP is. Oh boy, what is this?
Mosquitoes.
Oh no! Ah! I would like to. Oh, just blast the mosquitoes.
I'm just
Mosquitoes.
gonna let Red out while we walk and have him smack him.
The ultimate
Red,
mosquito
help.
killer.
Just, would Red eat mosquitoes? Just out of curiosity.
Sure, why not?
Well, he finds them to be surprising.
They have life force. They're consumable.
He finds them to be surprisingly tasty, particularly after they've fed a little bit.
I'm sure he does.
So, I don't know if it's helpful, but Road is going to have his gem glow as a bonus action. Bug zap. I don't know if it'll do that, but bug zap.
Well, it definitely attracts them.
Oh no.
No,
Okay,
it's-
bad
it's-
idea.
it's-
Never mind.
No, it's fine. That's when Red swoops in.
Yeah, sure.
And I imagine Red probably has some conflicted feelings because, like I say, he seems to like them a bit more after they've eaten. So he probably has some conflicting feelings, you know, after getting the ones that have fed on Silk. Imagine still conflicted about.
Yeah, probably a little bit.
Road is fine though.
Actually-
Just let the...
No, he doesn't, because he knows she's not being harmed from this. If anything, he's getting vengeance.
Fair enough.
Vengeance
Fair
against
enough.
He feels extra satisfied with those ones.
So as you arrive, you see that things seem to have more or less calmed down. As you show up, you see on the third story up, the entire thing is about 5 stories tall. It's a huge building. On the third story, you see some large windows facing out towards the streets, like so. And through these windows, you can actually see Fawn sort of milling about, practicing with several other ungulates running around, setting this up, taking this down, moving this, so on and so forth.
Yep, that's her.
So the performance hasn't started yet, right?
It's not due for another couple of hours, hour and a half.
Oh, okay. So we could still talk to her.
Is the window open? I don't know why you would do that with all the mosquitoes, but is it?
Oh no, the window does not appear to be open at the moment.
Well, I think we have to go inside either way. No,
Get
we're
all
not.
yelling
we're not
never
just
hurt anybody.
That's decidedly untrue.
It is definitely decidedly untrue.
You guys walking in?
Focus.
Walking into the
There you
inn.
As you walk in, the tavern owner glances over to see who came in, sees you guys, throws you both daggers, and it doesn't throw you literal daggers, but if it looks to kill, you'd probably be corpses at the moment, or at least that's what he would like. But says nothing and goes back to his business in a now noticeably worse mood.
I would like to uncanny dodge his eye. Okay. Road will put his whip in the closet, as you do. And you know what, he just doesn't even bother with a crossbow, assuming nobody notices it. Because it's not on his side or anything.
Also, you know what? I'm just gonna have Red out here. That seems safer.
He definitely draws a fair bit of attention as you walk through.
Probably. Nobody will mess with me now.
Road is really tempted to do a thing, but decides to not do it.
So you guys heading up to the third floor?
Yep.
Yes.
As you head up to the third
That is
floor,
the only reason why we're here.
this floor, compared to the other two, has far few places to eat, and more places to just sit and look. Clearly, this third floor it appears to be partially designed for as a performance space, but you can also see that while there are several places to sit and look at the window, there are several tables that are put in front of these places that are currently being moved out of the way. Essentially, it appears that while it's designed to be made for performances, you can still have a lot of people up here and eating. And most of the people up here are not patrons. They're workers who are trying to help move things around. There's a few patrons up here, milling about in the corners or eating their meals or drinking or being rowdy. But by and large, mostly there's just there's some wait staff there, and then there's Fawn.
And then there's
And then
fun.
there's fun.
And then there's fun.
And then there's Fawn.
And then there's fun.
But yes. So I guess we'll start walking toward Fawn.
Fawn, how intensely are you focusing on your practice?
On a scale of
On a scale of would you notice them approaching you or not?
no.
Well, as you close the distance, you get some curious looks. No one stops you, but Fawn appears to be unaware of your approach.
How to interrupt Fawn without being rude?
You scream her name really loud.
I fire off an Eldritch Blast now.
To be fair, both those would be effective.
They would come with consequences, I suspect, though.
Just mage hand and then slap her with it.
Rude.
I thought of another cruel idea. I could have Red kind of hover in front of her face.
No.
By the way, Fawn is currently unaware of your presence.
So, I guess Road will cough as classic.
Fawn, give me a perception check, would you?
Okay.
with disadvantage.
Yeah, like she is not paying attention to anything
dear.
around her.
Okay.
It appears your cough was unsuccessful.
I would like to tap her on the shoulder.
I'm going to say that's good enough. Fawn, someone is tapping you on your shoulder.
My voice cuts off, and I finally do turn around.
Hello.
Hello.
Can I help? Can I help you?
Just passing along information, I think. We found another place to stay, or Saint helped us find another place to stay. And then was apparently called away on business of some kind. Anyways.
Called what?
Away on business of some kind. Hang on, there are sirens going by out here.
I see. While you're here, can you help me out?
Help you out?
Yes,
How long will that take? What do you need?
Also, we made an appointment of sorts for tomorrow morning with this so-called king.
Excellent. Really, I'm just trying to get everything set up for the performance tonight. Honestly, I don't know what to say after that. I don't know what to say to actually order him to help. Since as said, everything's getting prepared around her.
Well, it's fun. Would she just straight up order Road to help?
Wow.
I mean, Road,
Lesser cow, do my chores.
I mean, to be fair, Road, you can be like, what? Well, then do it. I mean, of course, Road, you are free to obey the command or not, but, if you want to order him to work, do it, Fawn.
Do it!
Yes, could you see what they need? I really just need to get back to practicing.
Okay. I don't
We passed
mind
on the
helping a
passed on
little.
the information.
Yeah.
We could go now if we have to.
Feel free to attend. Do feel free to attend the performance tonight, though. You're all invited.
If we have
It's
time.
at sundown! Shouts someone.
I think we'll be sure to.
Will be what?
Sure to.
She beams a bit at that. Excellent, excellent. Speaking of, I did get an idea of the town. Where exactly are you staying?
The Golden Flower?
Building off by the Golden Flower. Just.
Oh, I was told about that place. Yes, the reindeer offered to show me around the town after the performance.
Oh, that's nice of them.
It's probably a good idea.
Sorry, anything else?
No, just asking, was there anything else they needed?
I don't quite think so.
No, we were just here to pass on information.
And see how you're doing. We'll be back in a bit, I think. We're gonna go check out down near the cesspit.
We're gonna be in the cesspit.
You sound so excited.
That.
Feels like home.
Okay, you two have fun with that. and she just kind of gives you a weird look at the very mention of the word cesspit.
Well, I think that's the conversation.
Yeah, that
Alright
sounds
then.
like it.
That sounds like
Off they go.
scene. All right,
It
so
sounds like
we'll
progress.
we will go ahead and
Did it.
call a session there, but we won't end the recording just yet.
All right.
Alright.
Also, what did what information did Roadrunner give Fawn aside from the whole meeting with the king thing?
Where we were staying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, actually, did Road ever overhear what time that curfew was being enforced at?
No one has heard anything about the.
Do we technically know there is a curfew, or like that's?
Well-
I guess we probably overheard that, but
Yeah, Road is the only. I guess he would mention it to Fawn. Apparently there's some sort of curfew. Watch out for that at least.
Silk goes, wait, what?
Didn't you see when I wrote it down earlier? Yeah, some sort of. Apparently the king has some curfew in place or something like that.
Martial
I don't know
law.
if it's true, but
No, I believe it.
I see. Thank you for your information. I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
All right.
Everything then?
That should be it.
Yeah, I think that's all.
All right, cool. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and say
Sorry.
that's the end of the session. We are done, and I'm going to tag. Someone tag Vesper with the current time, indicating that this is when the
Okay.
session has concluded.